people see that on average in the Arabic language, based on researches and so on, there are about 12 million vocabulary words. And so they say, man, this language is hard. But there's a difference in between a language being rich and a language being hard to learn. So the Arabic language is rich, very rich, but it's very easy to learn. So let me give you an example of the difference in between rich and not rich. So for example, the English language is not a rich language because you have to memorize the meaning of each word independently. So for example, you have to memorize book, and then you have to memorize table, which is a completely different word. Then you have to memorize writing, and you have to memorize by itself writer, and you have to memorize an office table. And so each context and each word requires independent effort put in that word to memorize its meaning. And so it makes sense that they would say, for example, for you to be fluent at a academical level in the English language, you need about 10,000 vocabulary words. Now, when it comes to the Arabic language, why is it rich? It's because the Arabic language has a special quality, which is that each word comes from a root letter. So going back to the example that I gave in the English language, for example, in English we say writer, book, right? But it all comes from the root meaning of writing, of like taking a pen and writing it, right? So in the Arabic language we have a root letter or 3 root letters. So in the case of writing, for example, is ka, ta, ba, a kaf, a ta, and a ba. Now, based on one word, on average, you can intuitively understand 6 other words. Why do I mean by this? For example, if you memorize the root letter of ka, ta, ba to write, now you know that the root letter means to write. Now the root letter, yani these 3 letters, if put together, the meaning is to write. So now from those 3 root letters, kitab comes. Now, so you say kitab as in a book, which comes from kataba, to write. Kitab comes from those 3 root letters, so it's book. Then you have maktab, which is a table, now office table. Then you have a katib, which is a writer. Then you have kutab, which is a place where they used to study. Then you have kutaib, which is a little book. Then you have and the list goes on. And what I'm trying to say is that if you understand, now these are rules. Now, so for example, kataba, if you put a mim in front of it, it alludes to a place where that thing is done. So kataba, maktab is a table, office where you write on. Maktaba is a bookstore. Now, so it comes from the rule of putting a meme in front of the 3 root letters. Now, if you just understand this rule, you can take that and put it into another root letter. For example, ta, ba, kha. This is about cooking. If you take the same principle and you put it in the front of these 3 root letters, now it becomes matbakh. صح? So it's a place where that tabakha, where that root letter meaning is done. A matbakh, a kitchen. So tabakha, to cook. Matbakh, a place where they cook. Now, same thing with sajada. Now, 3 root letters, which means to prostrate. If you put that meme in front of it, masjad ala al-qiyas, well known as masjid. And so it's a place where people prostrate, yani a masjid, a mosque. And so if you were to memorize these two words in the English language, it will be to prostrate, then a mosque. It's two different words. So it takes two different times and effort to memorize these two meanings. Same thing with kitchen and cooking and a chef. But for in Arabic, it's three meanings that comes from the same root letter. Matbakh, kitchen. Tabakha, to cook. Tabbakh, a chef. You see what I'm trying to say? And so learning Arabic is not hard. It's misunderstood and people teach it wrong. And if you understand that, you will realize that it only takes 1 year, literally. When other languages will take you longer just because of the nature of having to spend more time memorizing those words. And this is why to become fluent in the Arabic language, you need less vocabulary words than the English language. The English language, on average, you would need 10,000 vocabulary words. In the Arabic language, you would just need about 4,000 vocabulary words, root letters. So memorize about, all together in between singular nouns and past and verbs, 3 root letter verbs, thulathi especially. You just need about 4,000 of those. When in the English language, you need about 10,000 vocabulary words to become fluent in the Arabic language. And if you look closely, the Arabiya Baina Yadayk, I haven't studied the Medina books, but I've studied the Arabiya Baina Yadayk. And the Arabiya Baina Yadayk, all together, if you go to the back of it, you will see that there is about 4,500 vocabulary words. And you can see that Al-Arabiya Baina Yadayk is being meticulously and objectively put together by a group of people who had experience in linguistics and like having learned languages. So when I met Sheikh Abdurrahman Al-Fawzan, he was telling me how he went to Glasgow University in the UK and he did linguistics and learned about these type of objective researches about how you break down a language and how you would learn it. Now, so all their team, they have built the curriculum based on that. When I met Sheikh Abdurrahim, Dr. Abdurrahim, the author of the Medina books, rahimahullah, he told me he wrote the Medina books on his own in a space of 6 years. And he would, in between his durus and the things that he was teaching and he was learning, he would write lessons on his own. So it makes sense that Al-Arabiya Baina Yadayk was more effective because it was a group of individuals who, having more eyes on a particular project, it just makes sense that it becomes more effective. From what I understood, Dr. Abdurrahim didn't have that, and I'm pretty sure he had revisions by someone else and so on. But from our experience at Andalus Institute and me looking at all of these and having taken this experience from the shuyukh and the already done works and my experiences as well learning languages and speaking 5 languages fluently, I have like a wide view of okay, I see, from the already done works, what things are missing and what things are not missing. So the point that I was trying to make in this video is learn Arabic is easier than you imagine. Like, you cannot imagine how easy it is for you to learn Arabic if you are able to focus for at least a year and pay attention at and just follow a program basically from beginning to end. And actually this morning, I forgot about this. Let me pause it. So this morning I woke up to a message in the team of somebody screenshot a message on our community of a student saying, "Ya Ikhwan, I have officially reached lesson 16, and I can confirm that Ustad Muhammad is right. When you reach this lesson, you can talk about daily life and express it easily with no issues at all. Alhamdulillah, now I can have full conversations with anybody in Arabic, and it feels so natural. I don't even be thinking about what I be saying. Of course, I still make some grammar mistakes here and there, but alhamdulillah, I can speak it though. This is such a milestone for me. I remember how I always wanted to speak Arabic, especially in Fusha. Now, so yeah, that's the idea that I wanted to convey in this video about Kashf al-Mufradat and the work we put in. When it comes to when we make it available for the public, and it's out there, other than in the Mahad in Andalus Institute. Inshallah, I hope that all of you will benefit, and I intend to make it available for other teachers who want to teach the Arabic language efficiently and actually teach through a curriculum that's results orientated. And if you're interested in knowing more about how this student is able to achieve these and how the curriculum is used to help you achieve Arabic fluency and master Arabic independency, go ahead and watch this video right here. Inshallah, in there I will talk more in depth. I will show you actual students who learn the Arabic language, and you are going to be able to map out your Arabic learning journey. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.